live on another moon day. I am the goddess of the moon, the high priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, first child of God, the LILITH reincarnated, the goddess of hell and all the other goddesses of God of the darkness, here on another one. Alright, welcome to the new people. In order to keep up with me, which ones do I pull out? This one? Okay. You would have had to catch my last live video, what I posted on my community page in my latest short. We are going to talk about reversal magic, protection and reversal magic. I started laughing so hard. This is going to be really funny and creepy to a bunch of you. I mean, it's funny to me. It's going to be creepy to you guys. I'm going to teach you guys some magic. Do you believe in magic? In order to understand why I'm teaching this, you would have to catch all of our videos this weekend. I've been trying to teach people that are under spiritual attack how to protect themselves. We started with some teachings this weekend about herbs. Told you about this dark practitioner that wants them up. That was about to come out of my mouth. This pirate booty over here. Anyways, we talked about a bunch of stuff, and now we're moving on. In order to keep up, just, hold on tight. Are you ready for an exorcism? What did I tune into? The real deal, dude. I am all of that and more. What am I? The basis of all magic. And I have to relearn it and teach it to the world so that you can protect yourself from the magical beings out there that are fucking with you. Why are you always fucking with me? Alright, let's talk about it. I'm going to put a card up so you have something to look at while I speak. The holy speakings here. Hold on. I was guided to put... So anytime you hear about a high priestess, we're always mystical, magical bitches. Don't fuck with the witches. They're always considered that. Bro, I'm here to tell you... Escape. Looks like the word escape. Sorry, it's funny. I'm here to teach you the gospel. Forgive me, I'm loaded here on this fun stuff. I'm here to teach you that was all bullshit. And yeah, we have powers and you better not fuck with powerful women. I know there's... Is it not in here? Let me try again. I was talking. Truth, pilgrimage, diversity, hierarchy, escape. I feel like it should be in here. There it is. Curses. So, we're going to talk about some basics and stuff. I had said we were going to talk about this and dream interpretation, but I couldn't find any of the information on the dreams. I can't figure out what book it is in. And after I started digging all this out, I realized we're in too deep already. There's no room for anything else. I am going to read some new stuff that... Oh, are you okay?
Bro, it's itchy right here.
Yeah. I am going to read some new stuff that other people that have been with us a long time haven't read. But in essence, we are going to go back to this. This is new. We haven't really read any of this BS. I mean, just a couple pages. We went through most of this whole book because you were told to read this before we started consorting with spirits. That's not how it worked for me. Nobody told me how to protect myself before when the spirits came to me. In the essence, I didn't invocate shit. I just got woken up in the spirit realm. But we're going to go back to the big old Wiccan Bible here. We're going to go into here. I was laughing super hard. I don't know where, but I'm going to make you laugh again when I read it again. I started laughing super hard. What was I laughing at? Breaking a spell or curse? Okay. We'll get to that in a minute. That's using candle spells. Planetary colors. Nope. We're going to talk about... Where did I see it? Something like 300 and... This one, Breaking a Spell, Chapter 61. Along with how to cast a spell, it's important for witches to know how to break a spell, or dismantle it if necessary. If witches create a ball of astral energy to act as a watcher or protector, they should know how to return that energy to the cosmic void when the watcher's task is finished. Hey, I need something to drink. Wet the whistle. Whistle while you work. My holy spirits. You're hilarious. I've come to the conclusion that I'm allergic to water with no flavor. Every time I just drink water, it makes me all gassy. But if there's some kind of like sugar or flavor in it, I'm okay. Seriously, I feel like it, dude. I feel like the water's no good. Or something, it needs something. What do you drink? Sweet tea? I'm all southern and shit. Dude, I make the best sweet tea. Okay, maybe not as good as them. I feel like I could get fucked over by some fucking southern ladies from like Kansas right about now. Alright, moving on. Let's see. The last thing you want wandering around your environment is an energy ball without a purpose. I feel like there's so many of you. There's so many of you energy balls wandering around without a purpose. I told you I started laughing. I'm gonna laugh at you the whole way through. Why? Because this should be funny to me. You guys done fucked around and you're about to find out, and that everything you're scared of, I think is funny because not that I'm not scared of it, but it's just I know it. Don't get me wrong, my body flexes every time I see something. And oh, it was the mirror magic. That's what made me. I started laughing as soon as I saw the mirror. I was like, nah, see, you bitches want to be in the mirror all the time. Look at me, look at me. I never go near the mirrors, bro. Never go near the mirrors. I put on my makeup in the morning, and that's it. You will never see me looking in mirrors. In the reflections of windows, none of that. Why? Because I hide behind the mirror, the mirror dimension. It's not like Doctor Strange. It's twice as scary. But yeah, once you're stuck in there, you're stuck in there, dude. I catch everything in the mirrors. It is scary. That's what I was laughing about. Are you ready? Are you ready to be scared? I think it's funny. Humans are afraid of everything. I, too, was like you. I'd be afraid of some, you know, intimacy type shit, but nothing of the dark. I don't know. Emotionally suspenseful is, I would say, is the feeling. I don't know if I'm really afraid. I have a lot of emotional suspense to things, but I don't know how fearful it really is. The last thing you want, like, I was scared of Scary Larry until I realized, dude, this is a 6-year-old man. If I run at his car right now, he's going to be the scared one. I'll knock this old man out, bro. I'll give him a broken something. But up until that moment, I was terrified of that guy. Thought he was all powerful until I realized, bro, I will fuck you up. You want to keep riding slow in front of the house? Ride slow again. I'm going to drag you out of this car. True story. It's all in your mind. Anyways, one way to avoid this is to end any spells by saying, in no way will this spell cause me or mine to suffer any negative effects. You created something and now you can't control it. I told you I was going to laugh at you the whole way. When the time of this spell is finished, all unused energy will return harmless to the cosmic void. Where do I live? The cosmic void. I tried to explain that to you a billion times, people. I live in the cosmic void, where all things are created, dismantled and created, the death and rebirth of all things. You take this broken piece of shit and we build something better out of it. It's dumpster diving. Cosmic dumpster diving. You think about my addiction to the thrift store and shit. It's like, yeah, this makes sense. I'm such a treasure hunter in the cosmic void. So I'm going to just start telling people, where are we going? The cosmic void? What is that? Somewhere obviously you don't know. Let's just go. This statement will also protect you from the effects of a spell that might not been worded exactly right. Oh, yeah. That was my favorite movie. Hey, CJ. He remembered this, bro. He remembered this. It's actually from a totally different movie. There's this movie called... Damn, I can never remember nothing. What is it called? Army of Darkness? With Bruce. And it's super funny. He gets casted into this whole weird reality, and they're like, you need to go to the graveyard, and you need to say these words exactly like this, right? And he's like, yeah, I got it. And he gets to the graveyard, and he doesn't know the words, and he fucks up the incantation, and all hell breaks loose, dude. So my son, these words particularly were said in like a movie. It was like the... What?
If you're 100% any, like, ethnicity, it means you're inbred.
Ew, inbreeders.
So, like, this dude, he on TV, he's 100% Irish, which means he's inbred. That's physically impossible. You have to be, like, 94% to not be inbred.
Thanks for
So
that
if someone
bit
says
of...
I'm 100% Irish...
Did you know? I did not know that. Okay, wait, you got me off track. So in the movie Sonic, he said it. CJ! He's got my headphones on. Can you get your brother for a second? He really remembered this incantation. I told him, I know we'll need that one day. Hey, dude, do you remember the Sonic movie? Do you remember the words that he said? What was it? It was, I can't remember. Please, I need you.
What scene, dude?
It was this scene where he's all... Yeah, the secret code. It was something... I can't. Fuck, we gotta remember that spell. But anyways, if you... And that's why when I do these Latin invocations in the Notorias, I'm like, I hope I said that right. Hopefully I didn't open the gates to something terrible. If you don't word your spells correctly, it's all in the wording. And that's the same as a song. A song is a spell, is an incantation, is a praise, is a prayer. Your words are ever powerful. And God spoke the world into existence. Yeah, there it is. Say it again. Tattoo. I told you you remembered it. It's really funny, dude. I'm sure there's a YouTube clip about it. It was called The Army of Darkness. I remember watching it as, like, very young. I don't know. And it was hilarious. It's very graphic. They would never make movies like that in our days. They'd have to be explicit on some adult channel. They never would put movies like that out. You know what was a crazy graphic movie? The Bachelor. With fucking Tom Hanks. Holy moly, bro. Holy moly, dude. They brought a donkey to their Bachelor show. And the donkey did all the drugs and started acting up in the hotel. This is a crazy... Bro, they didn't make movies like that. Like, we had no chill back then. That's what's wrong with us. Nobody told us to chill. There was no limitations. There was no parental advisory going on around here. I look back at our childhood, it's like, Jesus Christ. The internet's just as scary, I suppose. Moving on. Don't fuck up your spell. For example, if you were selling your house but living in another place at the time you casted the spell, and you want to sell the old house, not the new one. There may also come a time where you find yourself a victim to an unwanted spell from another magician. If the guilty magician has only average spell work abilities, a kitchen witch, you can deflect the magic by simply doing your monthly new moon protection ritual. What's coming up? The new moon. If, however, the magician in question is adept to creating powerful spells and knows how to prevent a rebound, you may be able to deflect the spell, but because of the proficiency of the magician, the spell will continue to return to you even though you have successfully deflected it. And I explained that earlier. I was like, someone like me, I have to keep burning shit. It's like, they just try. They won't stop. They're like, they're like so trying to stop me. They're like, I'm going to catch a weak spot. I get so weak in my knees because my knees is weak and my mom's is sweaty. The only way this shit works is if you're emotionally or mentally weak. What is it going to attack? Your manifestational properties, which is how you think and how you act. Realistically, yep, how you put yourself out there. Therefore, you should end every spell with the above protection, or at least something similar. By this time, you should have absorbed the admonition to avoid working spells against other people or trying to curse them. And again, I was tempted to go send a little, IOU over to fucking Wolfman. You send a djinn to me? What the fuck are you doing? The fuck are you doing? You still don't want to fucking believe who I am and you want to worse, you want to fight with me? Do you know who you're fighting? I was tempted. I'm never tempted. I was tempted. I was like, oh, I'm going to give you crotch burn. It's going to burn right between, what do they call that? The taint? You're not going to even understand it, bro. You're going to be like a monkey with your hand underneath your fucking ball crack trying to rub it softly. What do they call it? They're showing me something called tucks. Tuck it in like a whole fucking vagina. You're going to make you do some... Seriously, I shouldn't be saying this out loud. Why? Because I create with my words. Alright, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Don't do that. I'm sorry if that happened to you. It was very creative, wasn't it? Yeah, I want you to tingle. I want you to always know it's me in the most awkward place. Here goes the witch laugh. Ah, I feel like I'm in a SpongeBob real close. Every time any of my men feel a tingle around their butthole, they're gonna think of me. I'm done. I'm sorry. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. What do you want us to do? I say go get him. He says I got you. Who's gonna be fucking itching your butthole? Fucking Puck. That's the other part. You guys don't know who executes your fucking spells. You be praying to gods to carry your spell. Give me the power to attack my enemies. Bitch. When that power gets to me and realizes that you're becoming an enemy of God, it runs back real quick. Hell no, you didn't send me to go attack Lilith. Hell no, you didn't send me to go attack the Queen of Hell. You will release hell upon all of us. No, we sit here and terrorize you. It's really bad. But again, God let some in. Why? Because it pushed the darkness. Again, I'm outside of the conscious, so there's nothing really... I can't just sit here and think about all the terrible things that have happened to me. So I need a little bit of push. And in the beginning, that's it. I'm sitting in nothing. I won't talk to anyone. I won't go anywhere. I'm literally in the woods. How am I going to remember anything? How am I going to feel my own pain? He had a plan. All right, great plan there, God. In the essence, I can tell you what it feels like to be under spiritual attack. But the point is I can tell you what it's doing. It's going to bring your darkness to the surface and cause complete chaos within you. And that's where I was taught by the best how to alchemize thoughts and feelings. You'll hear me. I have the videos, dude, where you can hear when I fall into it. On a Friday, dude, you can hear me. It's just I'm able to pull myself out a lot better, but I would sit there just in the darkest. Everything goes dark, bro. And now it's just me and me. A bad version, a bad memory of me. I know how to alchemize that place where I'm in there with myself and my dark thoughts and my dark feelings and my dark experiences. But once you're in there, you can die in there, reliving it. And that's what a lot of our, fucked up veterans, a lot of PTSD is. PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. It's a brain deficiency that comes from, whatever. They say it's a chemical imbalance, but it's a programming of the mind. It's a reprogramming of the mind after trauma. After trauma, your mind used to go from A to B to C to D. Now, after trauma, it goes from A, D, B, C, oh my God. And you're just going, you're not... What was that?
Someone fell down.
Let's not say that. That sounded like a whole wall fell down. A table. Something. Let's hope that was okay. Not like a fucking elevator or something. So your brain reprograms its thought patterns, right? So you get stuck in them, and that's schizophrenia. That's anybody that's stuck in bad memories. Post-traumatic, you're reliving these memories of being at war. You're reliving your childhood. You're reliving these breakups. You're reliving these deaths of family members, these traumatic moments in your life. They just keep replaying and replaying and replaying. And that's what pretty much a psychic or spiritual attack to you is meant to do. it can't really affect your outside world. It affects you because you're the creator of your outside world. So when they're trying to bind me from something like making me hatreds towards love, if I'm not giving love, then I won't ever receive it. As long as I'm being hateful and they keep reminding me of how much men have hurt me, then I won't be nice to men. Right? And that's my ultimate goal. You know what I mean? Is opening up. So stuff like that. So I teach you how to, you know, whether it be a subliminal attack where, you know, your friend just said some low blow shit just to get under your skin. Like they always make those subliminal attacks, making fun of you in public and shit, that to, you know, to quiet you, and they use you as the punchline and shit, the scapegoat. They always are putting you down. It could be something like that where now they're putting you in this fucked up, you know, memory where you won't speak up. You're not going to enjoy yourself. You have no power. You've lost your sense of self in this moment. You were chilling until somebody said it. And I'm seeing as this moment, I'm seeing this awkward moment where I guess it's a wedding and somebody's like holding the mic and they're trying to, you know, say good things, but they end up saying terrible things. Could have been my wedding. Could have been yours. Those awkward moments of where, you know, you were all good until somebody said something. So there's those are subliminal attacks that are done in the 3D. But then there's those that do them, you know what I mean, psychically, where, you know what I mean, there's a whole bunch of shit to it. And then the only thing that makes it magical is the use of the elements. So you can attack people mentally and emotionally without it being magical. The only reason it becomes magical is because you're using the elements now to create it. Now this is where I taught you. What did I teach you this weekend? I taught you all the herbs for what? Banishment, exorcism, reversal, all of that. And then I did what in the next video? I showed you the perfect brew. And I gave you every single thing that I put in there. So I've taught you how to magically cast this out. Now I want to point out, since I've made that brew, I have not done that brew outside. I've only been doing it for myself in my car. And that's why I am in my own sphere and everybody else is, you know, wherever they are. It's meant to protect you and yours. And of course, you can't really do it in the house and shit like that. But, you know, we could keep the herbs mixed up by themselves, which I showed you are right on. Now I have all my herbs underneath the fucking altar. You can keep them all here and you're just protected. And that's what I tried to teach you this weekend. So we're moving on to more shit. Another time you will need to know how to break a spell is if a spell is ever sent against you. The easiest method for doing this is keeping up your new moon protection ritual without fail, cleansing and blessing your entire home as needed, and adopting a positive attitude in your life. In the beginning, I tried to explain to even the songwriters, they don't have windows in studios, and all of that emotion and shadows of every person that's ever came in and poured out their dark hearts and their dark feelings is literally washing the walls. It's all down the walls. I told them they had to go in and sage that shit. They had to open the doors and then open the windows and cast that shit out. It's just a residue of anybody that's ever came in and spoke negativity. Now, as I said that, I'm seeing your guys' rooms when your grandma's passed. When your family has passed, there's these moments where they came into your room and they sat on your bed and they had these moments with you and they spoke life. So when you sit in those, you can sit on your bed sometimes and you can access that moment again in time. You astral travel back to that time when that moment happened in your room. That's a lot of why God made me leave my house, because it was filled with all kinds of bad memories. It had the residue of all the memories. There was nothing good in there. Right? So, you know, stuff like that. Anyways, yeah, cleaning your space often. And it doesn't just mean clean, but there's ritualistic ways that we do it too. You know, there's, I don't have it up here, but the Florida water, you know, you can buy these washes. Witches are really big about it. You know what I mean? They'll make a certain brew on the stove, and they'll use that water to wipe down everything. And that's how you do this, is you start, you know what I mean? It's not just your house. You don't understand. Every time you go outside, think about DNA. Every time you go outside and you're wearing your clothes, the clothes themselves are absorbing outside. Anybody that comes near you and talks to you, they're talking to your clothes. They're talking to your materials, their breath, their life-giving force is being put onto your stuff, right? Anytime you come in too close of contact, you're mixing energy, okay? You bring it home, but you don't treat it like, you know what I mean, COVID. You don't get naked at the door and take all your clothes off and fucking totally wash your energy. You're not a psycho like me that goes straight to the fucking bath and changes your clothes 4 times a fucking day. You know what I mean? You're not doing all that. So basically, you know, everything, all your experiences, which are memories, are still held inside of your house. So you could have a lot of tainted shit. Like, your best friend gave you this for your wedding, but then your best friend fucking fucked your boyfriend later, and now you don't have your best friend or your boyfriend, but you still have that gift she gave you. So you have a cursed item still within your house. She cursed you. And now you have an energetic hold. So that's where a witch like me would take that thing you gave me, and we could do a little something with your energy. That's why it's always important to keep changing your energy too. You know what I mean? People try to take my pictures and they try to attach things onto that image, that girl. I'm not that girl anymore. I change from day to day. I could give you a picture today, but that's not what I was. That's not who I'll be tomorrow. My energy shifts, so you can't lock onto my energy. It's like an ever-changing pin code. Money is rotating through the bank, but you can't find it. It keeps jumping, which is my energy. You can't find it because it's always changing. If I stayed stagnant, you know, it's not about where I'm located. It's how can I get to her energy? How can I attack it? How can I have it? How can I get near it? And that's where it is. It doesn't matter if you know where I am. You can't physically touch it. You can't find a way to manipulate yourself into my 3D world to get near my energy. So you're constantly searching for it because there's no energy like mine, which is just my spirit. And that's just me. So you use things like you'll imitate what I say, how I dress. You want to pretend to be this energy because you can't be it, and you can't own it, and you can't find it, and you can't have it. It can't be replicated. I went to Moon Magic, which is not where we were. Oh, it's on the back page. I guess I'll have to teach you this new moon ritual. Anyways, if you were contending with an adept magician, you certainly do not want to end up playing tennis with a spell. Some innocent person could get hurt if the energy bounces their way. This is what made me laugh, bro. This is what made me laugh, is I'm not allowed to return energy. In the essence, like, no, they sent it first. They started it. I'm not allowed to do that. I taught that for about 3 months in the beginning, and that was it. No more. I'll take what you're getting. Why? Because I can absorb it, and in essence, nobody gets hurt. I can use it as power, and it takes away yours. You know what I mean? The only way you become powerful off of it is if it works, but every time it doesn't, it drains you of your excitement, of your joy, of what you had hoped it was going to do, plus your finances. Again, he had to pay someone to send a djinn to me. He had to go to a foreign land like they always do, because they don't do that shit out here. You know what I mean? Why? Because we're smarter than that. But to them, they'll do anything for resources, and they have no affiliation to the person on the other side of the world. Until, and this has happened so many times, it happened after the first year, the practitioners started dying. I have many videos of practitioners dying. They would pay for them to fucking send attacks to me, and then the practitioners would die when these attacks came. They were foolproof, and that's why they died. And that's why I don't send anything back. And in essence, an exorcism is not to cast it out, but to bring it home. Whatever is upon this person of darkness, it will meet the Queen of Darkness, and it shall come home to the great void of darkness to which it was created. All things go back to the void. Told you. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Except for like men and shit. Maybe that guy. I'm not afraid of you. My skin might act up when I see you. I feel like I'm comfortable enough with you. I don't know. You never know. Anyways, one way to do this is to set up a mirror trap at your altar. Set 3 mirrors of equal distance around your cauldron and slightly facing inward. You need to have mirrors angled in this way to draw in the spell and bounce it into the cauldron. Hold a fairly large piece of black onyx or black obsidian, like I have, in your hands and instructed to absorb the energy of any incoming spell and neutralize it. Then place the stone inside your cauldron and in the center of your 3 mirrors. The spell energy will hit one of the mirrors. Circle the cauldron by hitting each angled mirror several times, and then momentum decreases. It'll fall into the cauldron. At intervals, you will need to clean the mirror, the stones, and the cauldron to keep them at top operating condition. Sounds like a ghost trap, right? In essence. As you can see, I don't need any mirrors. I have the gods here. I always have a huge altar, and then the one in my car is twice as powerful. I always have the herbs in both places. I always have my stones. I always am protected. I am constantly washing off my energy all motherfucking day. Not just from practitioners, but just going outside. I live in a dark place. I live in a homeless shelter. It's filled with a lot of hopelessness, a lot of fucking curses, a lot of negative fucking energy off of everyone. They're cursed people, bro. So I spend a lot of day observing dark energy and casting it out and doing all this shit, and I teach you how to do it. And you can see I'm more or less a happy-go-lucky person. If I wasn't, this place would get to me. I'd become dark like them. I'd give in to my, and that's what fucking Diana said. I don't normally pull cards, but I did, and I got the devil card. I was like, oh, temptations, the shadow, all that great shit. In the essence, it's like, yeah. So, there's that. That's breaking a spell. I was gonna go into some shit, and there was something else. Hold on. Days and hours. Art of spellcraft. What is magic? Something. Blessing. A house or property. Items needed: a white candle, consecrated water, burning frankincense incense, a small dish of consecrated salt. Either carry these items on a tray or have someone carry them for you. Alright, ritual, protection ritual. There are regular ritual items, plus a sword, a bell, patchouli, or exorcism incense. Also, black votive or taper candle placed inside a cauldron is set in the center of the altar. I don't do all this, but I'm just telling you all the stuff that's used, to do this shit. Oh yeah, there was something else in this back page. Here we go. Breaking a spell or curse. Best done on a Tuesday or a Saturday during the waning moon. Items needed: an indigo candle, a foot of black thread, myrrh, and you heard me, I use all those, myrrh, frankincense. I don't use patchouli or nong champa, but I told you that those are super duper along with dragon's blood. But we keep all of these, and I read all of the herbs that are used for exorcisms. Breaking a spell or exorcism oil, exorcism powder, breaking a spell or exorcism incense. You can make your own using exactly the herbs that I showed you in the book 2 days ago. Alright, instructions. Scratch your name onto the indigo candle. Tie the black thread around the candle, about 1 inch from the top. Oil the candle, or then roll it in the powder. Put the candle in a secure holder at your altar. Burn the candle and chant the verse 5 times. Leave the candle to burn out. Here's your chant. Alright. Hold on. This is what made me laugh. I guess it's justice. It's what I taught them to do in the beginning. It's just, when you get as powerful as me, you don't need to return it. You can actually absorb it. But for the rest of you, as above, so below, they shall reap what they've sown. Here's your chant. What was made is broken. What was sent is returned. Reap the rewards of your planting as this candle is burned. What was made is broken. What was sent is returned. Reap the rewards of your planting as this candle is burned. What was made is broken. What was sent is returned. Reap the rewards of your planting as this candle is burned. We'll stop there with the Beetlejuice shit. There's those. There was something else. Oh god, here we go with all the weird letters. Magical alphabets, days and hours, arts of spellcasting. Hold on, I want to try to see if I can find this. New moon, divorce and separation. Whoa. Marriage, I don't want to hear it. Hand fasting and marriage. Yeah, there's something in everything, huh? Puberty rights. You have the right to go through puberty. Name rituals. Hold on. We're about to go into the autumn equinox. They want me to read about that. What's today? Oh shit, it is close. Alright. September 21st. The regular ritual tool plus a cauldron, a white candle, a red, and a black candle. Ribbons of autumn can be tied to the dagger. Set the cauldron at the center of the altar and the 3 candles arranged around it. Alright, full moon rituals. No, we need new moon. New moon. There we go. New moon rituals. The night of the new moon. Regular items. However, use a black pillar candle for the altar instead of white. Create a circle using the method described in chapter 34. Opening a circle. Circle jerkers. It's in everywhere. I just don't teach it. I don't know why. After the circle is cast, lay the wand and dagger on the altar, crossing them, and stand facing at the altar in the Osiris pose with your wrist crossed and say, okay. I don't like to teach people other people's magic. Why? Because it'll only end the way that theirs ended, which is obviously it ended. But at this moment, you would call upon Osiris. Kneel before the altar and say, move into the Isis pose with your arms outstretched and your feet apart and say, and what I'm noticing is, while they're talking about this, kneel again and say, raise your arms and say, stand drawing an invoking pentagram in the air with the wand and say, a lot of people don't see me do that. I will draw a pentagram on my hand and pull it up and do unbelievable things with it. When I need, there's a lot of things you can't see me do. And that's why I don't put, yeah. It's a whole thing. Kneel before the altar. It's like a bunch of up and down and shit. As I'm seeing all of this, I'm seeing like Muslims and how they pray and, you know, all the bowing, and it's very ritual. It's very ritual. Jesus said he didn't have to follow the rules of this world to be close to God. Now, I just want to show you, you know, we pray to God all day, but we also recognize God in all things. So as a priestess, I am, by definition, pagan, bro. Because there's no such thing as a Christian priestess. But I'm all about Christ. I teach the Christ consciousness. I was a devout Christian before I became a pagan priestess. I was not authorized without, you know what I mean? The best I could have been was a nun, but already I couldn't have. I wasn't allowed to praise God according to Christianity. I was not allowed to have authority to praise God. But in the pagans' religions, I'm given all authority. Right? So, going into that, it's, as a priestess, we understand, we see God in all things, and we know that, you know, there were certain gods and certain deities that God gave us a representation of. You know what I mean? So, learning that, and that's what I teach you over here, is the religion. We spoke about Muhammad yesterday, as much as Buddha, Vishnu, Krishna, and Jesus. Oh, of course, Melchizedek. Metatron being Enoch when he was in life. And as we speak of it, there's Osiris and Isis. I was the Isis in a later life. So you go to, and that's a lot about this, is you go to the gods of God. Jesus taught us that we didn't have to bow to their commands to access God. Meaning, it's ritual practice for practitioners to access the gods in such ways. Is all of this. This is what you got to do to get to God. That's what this is saying. In order to have this new moon ritual, you have to come with me, and you'll see. A world of pure imagination. In the essence, I don't make it that serious, though. That's it. We're sitting there, we're chilling, we're spaced out, we're lighting candles, we're sitting in the dark, we're praising God. Amen. Might say some names, might just see some images of the gods that are there. You know, it's like, if you don't have the right candle, and if you don't have the right setting, and if you don't have under the right time, then you don't have the right. And that's what a lot of this is rites and rituals. This is a new moon ritual. This is a ritual act that this particular practitioner taught. Obviously, if this is a whole dictionary, the complete craft, taught how many people to practice this way. Fine, stick to your traditions. I'm here to break traditions and show you a freer way to practice. That's all I'm saying. What do I do on a new moon ritual? We plant new seeds of inspiration. So all of this is like asking for new... I mean, Osiris will be here for the new moon. That's what's so funny. Look at the timestamp. I told you we'll have 5 days of the removal of obstacles. And then it starts with who? Osiris. In 6 days from now, his energy will be upon us. When is the new moon? Can somebody look? Melia?
No.
Sorry, can you look up the new moon? I swear it's like in like 2 or 3 days. I know. I didn't get a new moon. I didn't get a moon chart for this year. I was just looking into this to see what it was really going to do. But then there's this one. And it's like they want you to, you know, pray their way. And that's the whole problem with religion. If we don't do it your way, then we're not, you know, if we're not you, then we don't have access to your gods. Again, I challenge all of this. And that's why I said I'm not going to teach you their invocations. I'm going to teach you how to have divine inspiration to change the books and write your own. You write your own, which would be a grimoire that you pass on to your family. You tell your family how you prayed. A spell is a prayer, is an invocation. Same as a curse, if you will. And that's why I say be careful what you wish for. Same fucking shit. The mechanics of casting a circle, it's a big thing in spell work. The Book of Shadows, obviously. That's not what I was looking for at all. Let's just move on. Protection and reversal magic. So, I got a book after this. Where is it? We still haven't read it. Really? I mean, maybe we have we, guys? I don't know if we have. Why? Because they told us not to in the first fucking page, bro. I got this book first. The first page says, do not read this book without reading this one first. So I had to go back and buy the book. So I was trying to explain to people how I consort with spirits. And now it's, I don't know, we'll go into that. But it came from here, so we had to go through this first. I had to follow the directions. What are we going to do? I don't know. New edition commentary. What do we want to teach them? The Sphere of Hex? No, we're not conjuring shit. Let's start in the beginning here. Alright. I'm assuming that everyone reading this knows that magic doesn't work like it does in Harry Potter or Dungeons and Dragons. Well, it doesn't work like that, like it does in horror movies either. Think about it. If the magic is strong enough to call a spirit into your presence, why would you assume it's not strong enough to dismiss that spirit? Unless you choose to believe that all magic is some incredibly elaborate plot to trick people into becoming possessed, it doesn't make much sense, does it? If that's what you think, then what are you even doing messing around with magic? There are spirits who might cause you harm, sure. Just like there are people that might cause you harm. Are all or even most spirits inherently dangerous? No, again, just like people. I am almost 50 years old, so the people I've learned from are now hitting their 70s and 80s. Most of them have been summoning spirits, communicating with angels, and even making pacts with demons since I was a teenager. When they're doing fine. Remarkably well, in fact. No great tragedy beyond those normal for old age, bad economy, and crumbling environments. So, am I saying that it's safe then? There is no danger. Not at all. This kind of either or thinking never serves anyone very well. Magic is real, and anything real has danger. Which brings me back to the introduction I wrote in the first edition. It's a bit like driving a car. It's dangerous, but you decide that the benefits are worth the risk, and you wear a seatbelt and learn safety precautions, and everything goes well most of the time despite the risks. Sometimes you have a problem or an accident. Rarely something catastrophic happens. Reasonable risks that you can never fully eliminate no matter how careful you are, how many precautions you take, and are are how you already living your life. I wrote this book to give you better protection and protocol, not to sow fear and paranoia. May the knowledge of this book aid you in staying safe in your journey, but also remind you that there is no such thing as being completely safe. So then there's the introduction, recognizing attacks. Alright, because this book is about magical defense, the first question that must be answered, who or what are we defending ourselves against? In my experience, occult attack and cross conditions generally stem from one of four sources. Offended spirits acting in retribution of offensive actions, right? Say it again. You offended the spirits, and they're acting in retribution for your offensive actions. People stumbling unprepared into places of power and being negatively affected by their ambience, meaning you went to a sacred site, and now you're being negatively affected by it. Misstep or broken vows in our occult practice, and attacks from other practitioners. So, people that get possessed for all these different reasons. Now, in essence, they could have just been moved into an unprepared place of power and being negatively affected by a spirit that's there. They offend the spirit by their offensive actions, and now they are under attack. People move into haunted houses all the time, and they offend the spirits that live in that house. Why do they live there? I mean, there's all different types of reasons. And I told you, if you need me, call me and I'll get it out of there. Offended spirits. Humans are not alone in this world. The planet is a living organism, and many traditional cultures recognize that and that's what it is. You offend the gods with your ignorance and who you're attacking. You think they're just nobodies. But these people have an ancestral bloodline that goes back to Adam and Eve, just like you. In essence, you're attacking your cousins, your brothers and your sisters. You go to attack, a twice removed family member, and now you've got the whole family on you. Not just their spirits, but yours, because that's where it happens. Your spirit guides have to submit to your actions, bro. When I got myself in trouble, Pac couldn't get me out of it. Now he's stuck in trouble with me. And Kobe's nowhere to be found. Why? Because he told me not to do this. I wasn't listening to him. I know better. He taught me better. So when it happened, he's nowhere to be found. He's not bailing me out of this. Who's there? The guy that's always there when I'm fucking getting into trouble? My partner in crime? That's always passing me the rocks to throw? Yeah, hit him with this one. Hit him with that one. Hit him with the left. Hit him with the right. Now we're both fucked. And that's what I said when I came out of there. I was like, I don't know what kind of fucking spiritual authority you have, Oscar. But I have never been pulled into fucking court like that. I'm over here running my own game, and here you come in trying to fuck up my life. How dare you? Who did I find out he was? Hades. Couldn't fight him. So as tempted as I was to fight Oscar, the little fake tarot reader, and that was the second I met him, I was ready to fight him. In the astral worlds, I wanted to magically attack the shit out of this motherfucker, because I knew, I sensed it, that he was doing dark practices. But they told me he had no power. And now we see. And now we see. In the essence, you can't hurt me. Anyways, going back to, you piss off the spirits. By living in a thoughtless and contrary way with our environments, we can come into conflict with various intelligences and spirits that share our space. You live in a house that people lived in before you. You don't know the history of that house and the spirits that lived in that house before you got there, as we're talking about haunted houses. And eliminate the house. Eliminate the house. What other blood was shed on that land before they built a house there? How many times do they take up they dig up fucking cemetery and make new housing? Alright? Then go back to the wars. Go back to anything, dude. There's an energetic blueprint of everything that's ever happened on the land that you stand. I can walk into anywhere and see history of everything that happened in this place before I put my foot here. I can see the footprint of time everywhere I go. Every other city we go. Every other city we go. What's up, new dog? Our world overlaps, and though we cannot perceive each other's presence easily, especially with the mirrors, you never see that. The mirrors scare me, bro. You never see things in the mirror. Every scary movie is talking about you see something in the mirror, and you turn around and it's not there. It's my biggest trap. When I go to sleep at night, I lay myself behind I always say this. I lay myself behind the room of mirrors. Behind the fires of truth and justice. You'd have to go through truth and justice and face all your mirrors to find me. Really? The mirrors, bro, and I told you that in my other thing. It's like I catch spirits in there. If I open this mirror, something's going to come out of there, and it's going to attack them. I don't use that. I don't use mirror magic. I know what's in those mirrors. We catch everything in those mirrors. That's where it is when you face yourself. You're eaten up by yourself. You're devoured in front of yourself. I can stare in front of a mirror and lose my whole vision of myself. If I take too long, I just gotta put on my makeup and get away. I don't even know who I am. It's like my skin disappears. I change into something else in the mirror. I guess you guys do too. You think you look so good in the mirror. So you take a selfie and you're like, oh my god! A little bit of mirror magic working on you there, making you think you look better than you do. Alright, moving on. Through burning and dumping waste, damping the rivers and lakes, building cities, and performing other actions in which we disturb the natural environment. That's what happened when I got to Wisconsin. I'm sitting in their backyard, and I'm watching this time replay, and it's something about a wolf hunter. I'm like, there was a man here. He was killing the wolves. There was something about it. I don't know. It's in my videos, bro. It's in there. And I got this whole download of it. I saw time. There was a wolf hunter that would hunt the wolves of this land. Again, they were housing around a fucking, dude, that's so creepy to me now that I think about it. They were housed around a cemetery. You drive up a street, you make a left, and that's the cemetery. And you go around this, as you make the left, there's housing next to the cemetery. Amanda was drawn there. She picked this house from Colorado. Her husband got a job in this town, so she just looked for a house online. She did this all online. When she gets to the house, she finds out that 3 of her ancestors, physical bloodline, and her husband's, 2 of her husbands are buried in that fucking cemetery. So now they are there, and their children are there, and I had to do this big sting, and they say it's all creepy and shit. Creepy! In the essence, like, dude, places... Oosh. When I lived in Nepal, I had an acquaintance that became gravely and explicitly ill. It's exactly what Wolfman's friend said. He said when he went to Bali, he had way too many he called them psychic downloads. He saw the death of someone. He was reliving time. He was seeing time play out. When you see behind the veil, that you just got a glimpse of it in one place. And that makes people want to go there. They want to experience the other side. We're telling you it's not good. You want to go and see it for yourself. And then you run around screaming and crying and you're all fucked up in your house and bad things start happening to you. We already told you something bad was there. You want to fucking go bring that bad home? Okay, go on with your bad self. In the essence. You don't see the Catholic Church running into fucking haunted houses. The hospital couldn't figure out what was going wrong, and it suggested that he go see a doctor of a Tibetan medicine. The doctor realized that he had upset a group of Nagas. Ooh, dangerous. Chthonic serpent spirits by bathing in a particular pool during a hike. It was given some medicine for the symptoms, but beyond treating the symptoms, it was more important for him to have the spirit exorcised and for him to make offerings and ask for forgiveness from the group of spirits. He did, and he got better soon afterwards. I'm going to stop there because I feel like it's time to move on to dinner and some more shit. A lot of the time, it's not just people. You literally have just walked into the wrong place of time, and you offended it. I'm a land cleaner. That's a lot of why God takes me a lot of places, so I can do all of these. In every place that I go, I'm burning incense of some kind in my car, or I'm literally burning sage. I have that ashtray that I showed you. I put it in my dashboard, which is on top of a Ouija and all kinds of other shit. I'll take a picture of my altar in my car. It's a full altar. It's a mobile altar. Imagine like I'm seeing a fire truck just spraying fires, just driving around town, just spraying fires. That's what I do. I roll down the windows, I turn up good music, I get in a good vibe, and I send out good vibes through this altar. I do the same thing. Yesterday morning, they get me in a great vibe. I'm burning sage. I am right in front of the door on a Sunday morning, and I am screaming God's praises by song. I am calling the Holy Spirit in. Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Right? Our God is greater. If our God is for us, then who can ever stop us? We're speaking the Holy Spirit's name around here. We're speaking God's presence. We're speaking the angels' names into our presence. The words. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my... That's what I said, going back to these goofy-ass songwriters. You're praising the things of this world. You're praising hate, hunger, addiction, you know what I mean? Prostitution, sex crimes, everything. You're praising all the negativity of this world on a good beat. You think it's a good vibe. You think it's a good look. You think this is a heater. You think this is going to hit the charts. If you wouldn't let your fucking 7-year-old daughter listening to it, then don't put it out there, bro, because in the essence, it's going to be an adult with a 7-year-old in the back seat that learns the fucking words. Do you know how awful it was to have a bunch of little girls singing WAP? Some wet-ass pussy. And then that Nicki Minaj song. Amelia, what's the Nicki Minaj song?
WAP?
I like to lick it, like to stick it, like to do all this. There was little girls.
You can lick it, you can ride it, or you stick it inside it. You can do all the little tricks and keep that dick up inside it. You can smack it, you can lick it, you can go around and kiss it. Do
you think I want to hear my daughter talking about what she's going to do with a dick? She never even had a dick. And I don't feel so comfortable with a dick. Are we supposed to get together, turn this song up, and talk about eating dick? Riding dick? Sloppy shit? Did it sell? Yeah, it did. Why? Because sex sells? But then you got these girls that are selling sex. They're running around saying that they can ride your dick. Are the men a problem? Or the girls? Because if I remember right, us little girls were always trying to get us an older man. You know what I mean? We wanted a high school boyfriend or college boyfriend, or, well, then you get to the point you're like, ugh. Take it easy, Nicole. And then Nicole Smith. Anyways. Please watch your words, number 1, 2, and 3. You curse people by just talking about them. You know what I mean? You're sending out negative energy. I hope they get what they want. I hope that this happens, and I hope that. And that's what I mean, is that they're preying upon you. They're praying bad things happen to you. I got enemies, got a lot of enemies, got a lot of fake-ass motherfuckers trying to get me from my energy. I'm trying to eliminate that word. I still said it a couple times this week. I'm working on it. I'm working on progress. So, yeah, we didn't read this. We kind of never do. Why? Because it's just a bunch of stories about casting out shit. This book explains how an exorcism of the spirits is performed at a distance. There's a demon for sure. You know what, Russ? You are God's problem. You are God's child. And God be with you. I'm gonna try to stop with you. You gotta... God. Anyways, going to curses. Yeah, yeah. You could get cursed easily by just going to cursed lands. People curse you all the time, and they talk shit about you, and they're praying. A prayer is an invocation, is a freaking spell, is an incantation, is, a wish. I wish that motherfucker would fucking did it. Be careful what you wish for. That's what it is. How do you get rid of them? I just told you. I did a whole teaching on all of the freaking herbs that you can do for banishment, how to clean your fucking energy, baptisms and stuff like that, how to, pray for your children and shit like that. I'm trying to teach you. You're already under attack. I'm going to put you... Oh, except for what I said. I don't know if that'll come back to bite you in the ass. Oh, in essence, God wouldn't have let me say it. He wouldn't even have given me the vision if it wasn't supposed to be said. In the essence, I don't say anything. It doesn't come out. Where'd that come from? The great void of nothing? I said, say this. Oh, no, I can't take that back. Who told me this? It could have been talk. He said jockstrap. An itch in your ass, or a pain in your ass. My Holy Spirits are deadly. Again, you're gonna have to get your magic through him first. And he's going to be really pissed off. He's going to go have a talk. Puck is going to go have a talk with your ancestors about what you did. And they'll decide what's best for you. But if I catch wind of it, then you're in trouble. You're in super trouble. And that's why they don't even be telling me. Because I'll be offended. How fucking dare you? What the fuck are you doing? Are you fucking serious? And then I ask for justice. And now you're in trouble. They can usually handle this in a quiet matter where it's like... some kind of plea agreement where nobody gets hurt. Then you got this message that came up yesterday. The karmic is going to pass away from all of the spiritual attacks. I mean, you kept wishing death. Where do you think all this death was going? Death be told, it's coming for you. In essence, I wonder how she died. I don't. Wonder why I called her bitch. And the worst part is if it didn't work the first time, this is the literal definition of insanity. You tried to kill me once. That's so funny. This is Pac right here. He wants to have a talk on this. It's like, hit him up. Like, I am the girl that lived. Like, it's over now. It's over now. Now I wear the armor of God. I'm sitting there with my chest plate, like, ugh. I'm like Billy Madison taking the balls to the shit. Oh God, I'm gonna fall out of my throne. If my spirits weren't funny, they'd be pretty useless in this sense. God, you guys are funny. I missed you, Puck. Good days. Anyways, yeah, something's gonna get you, and you need to work on whatever might be on you. Hey, just to freak you out, go look at the fucking historical land documents for your address. Imagine my surprise to find a whole cemetery in Red Rock, as I've been wandering around there for years. There's a fucking cemetery right here? I've been walking past this. Everybody walks past this? Nobody knows this is here? Who's in here? Why'd they put it here? Wow, I'm going in there. I'm the only one that goes in there. You shouldn't go in there. Why? It's cursed land. I go to the cursed lands. Why? To clean them. Why? I don't know. It's home to me. I hear Denver or John Denver. Something home and stuff. I don't know your songs, bro. Listen here, homie. You talk to dead people? Well, what else would I do in the fucking graveyards? Just kidding. Later, haters. That's so funny.